Hello the internet. Another day, another video, another stupid hat. It's Mr. Yatix coming back at you with another video. Thanks once again to everybody who's been posting responses and watching my videos. The previous ones are still getting a lot of comments and a lot of discussion, which is terrific. And as I always say, even if you don't agree with me and you quite vociferously don't agree with me, I do appreciate you posting your comments and having a conversation with me and with other people on YouTube as well. After all, I'm just here giving you my opinions, and it's only fair that you should give me your opinions in return. I try and make myself as clear as possible, and hopefully there shouldn't be any ambiguity in the things that I talk about and how I feel about them. That said, I want to make it perfectly clear that when I post videos about Wing Chun, I am not putting myself forward as the authority. I'm not saying I know better than anybody else. I'm not saying Wing Chun is better than every other martial art in the world. I am not saying that any other martial art is inferior. Okay, I've not trained any other martial arts. I don't have a depth of knowledge of anything else to be able to give an opinion either way. So I want to make it really clear that everything that I say is my personal opinion based on my own training and experiences of Wing Chun. Okay? That's it. So if you don't get the wrong end of the stick from anything I say, I'm not saying, MMA is shit, I could beat all those guys. I'm not saying that MMA is better than Wing Chun or that Wing Chun is better than MMA. I'm saying that certain things suit certain situations better, okay? I'm not going to go over that again, but that's it, all right? It's a case of horses for courses, as the old saying goes. Right, this video is very briefly about what is Chi Sau, because I've seen some comments and some videos from some people on YouTube who you could describe as fucking idiots, if you were feeling particularly unkind, saying things like, dude, like Chi Sau totally wouldn't work on the street and stuff, it's totally unrealistic. And obviously this is because people don't understand what Chi Sao is, and that's perfectly fine. Wing Chun is quite a small niche martial art. It's a bit weird, it doesn't look like a lot of other things, so when people see YouTube videos of people training things, and all they can see is people moving around and training with each other, they don't get what the whole point of it is. Very briefly, Chi Sao, okay, is a training aid. It's a training aid, it's not sparring, okay? It's a training aid. It's there to develop sensitivity, positions, footwork, angles, absorbing and putting forward power, sunglic and gunglic energy, okay, receiving and giving energy, okay, and there's a lot of clues if you watch Chi Sao which tell you very clearly that it's a training aid and it's not supposed to be sparring or application or drilling, okay, which is something completely different, okay. Chi Sao consists of a few moves. I'm not going to teach you how to do it because that's not what I'm here to do. Go and find a class. Okay, but if you look at when people roll in Chi Sao, like this, I go this way, you'll see a little better. They're rolling here, okay? They've got Bong Sao, wing arm, got Tan Sao, palm up block here, and they roll like this. The other guy has two Fuck Sao here. They move like this. Fuck Sao, bridge on arm, okay? Now, Fuck Sao does not exist, is not a block, it is a position. It is an elbow position here, okay? The clue is here. That's nothing. It's a placeholder, okay? So you've got one move that doesn't exist, okay? You've got a Bong Sao that is half collapsed already, which means that it's already been activated, okay? And you've got Tan Sao which stays in centre, right? Which is great. So you're already at gate 2, by which I mean gate 1, gate 2, gate 3, all right? All Wing Chun operates gate 1. It progresses to gate 2 as we block and counter. If it gets to gate 3, you've just been punched in the face. Alright? The fact that Wing Chun, Chi Sao, starts here, yeah, gate 2, which means that we've already got the initial contact, which means we're already within fighting range. Okay? So you've got two guys still within fighting range of each other doing moves. Wouldn't ever happen on the street, okay? Because you get to gate 1, you do bang, 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 you go through there, gate 2, gate 3, you'd strike, end of story. So the positions that you're in when you play Chi Sao shows you that it's not a realistic situation. You're compromising everything, 50% either way, to get yourself into positions where you can train things, okay? So because you've got a contact that you don't break when you roll, you're training sensitivity. A lot of people train Chi Sao blindfold, and you should, because it means that you're seeing with your sensitivity. It's something very unique to Wing Chun. Okay, you train with sensitivity because that gives you speed and it gives you a speedy reaction and it gives you the edge on your opponent. Okay, you're training your positions because every time you go click, 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 you're training muscle memory. Okay, which means when you need to use this in a real life situation, you go boom, and you don't even think about it. You just do it. I like to say it's like if you put your hand on a hot kettle, you don't go, gee, that's hot, I better take my hand off. Ow. You go, ooh. And that's how Wing Chun works. Okay, Wing Chun is there and it's straight in. Okay, it's a reaction, an instinctive reaction, which you train through repetition. Train the repetition with the contact with a live opponent. Profit. Excellent. Okay. So Wing Chun Chi Sao is a training aid. Okay. Think of it in the same way that a boxer skips rope. He skips rope to get his feet faster and for his cardio. It trains him in all these other aspects. Okay. Which is why I don't really agree with Chi Sao competitions, which is something that's quite popular in certain parts of the world. You want to do Chi Sao competition, go crazy. I'm sure you get a lot out of it. But personally, for me, I think it's a bit pointless, really, because you're taking away from Chi Sao all the best things about it, which is the fact that you're mutually helping the other guy, showing him where his gaps is. If you could strike through his positions, it means his positions aren't correct. You're teaching each other. Okay, Chi Sao competition, you've got roll, roll, roll. Then two people just blast each other from a ridiculous range, which they would never be in the first place if they're using Wing Chun properly as a defence art. So a Chi Sao competition is like a boxer going into a skipping rope competition. Doesn't prove a great deal as far as I'm concerned. But again, just my opinion. So a pretty brief video this time. We don't want to go on and on. So Chi Sao is a training aid. Okay, if you don't understand it, that's fine. But don't slag it off by saying it's unrealistic, it wouldn't work on the street, you wouldn't use it on the street, you know, any more than you'd use a hanging bag on the street, you know, or whatever, or a speed bag on the street. Chi Sao is a mutually beneficial training aid between two live partners, and it's like a sandbox for everything you learn. It's your little safe playground where you can try out techniques, applications, footwork, turning, different stances, absorbing energy, giving energy, all this stuff in a nice, lovely little square box where everything sits. Okay? So that's what Chi Sao is. Any questions? Give me a shout. If I don't know, I can always ask somebody who does. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.